Hello and welcome to another edition of BOE TV. It's Leon Street in the house alongside my co-host
Robert Dean Smith, the first, one and only. Just remember that.
Now, you're probably thinking, who's the third member in the team? No, it's not Phil. Today we have our special guest, none other than Mr. Big Adam Stott in the house. And I'm super pumped for this interview, purely because we did a podcast interview probably over a year ago, and for some reason the audio just conflicted and didn't make it to the live edition. So it was a great interview. I remember like how even Rob was saying on the way today, he said, the last interview we did with him was like fire. It was fire. I said, cool. So anyway, we've travelled to his house this time around.
Stott Towers.
Yeah,
it's a bit like Stott Towers. Stott Towers.
So anyway, I'm going to kick us off and we're going to get straight to it, guys, because he's been gracious enough to have us at his home. And we're actually currently in his son's, let's call it playroom. That's what he said. Doesn't look much like a playroom to me. It looks like, like a bachelor pad. But anyway, his son's doing all right. So we're going to kick off and I want to introduce you into Adam's world, and I want Adam to tell us a bit about himself. And before I do that, the reason for this is that I met Adam probably about 18 months ago or so now, and I met him at a JT Fox speaking event. But the key thing that was important to me was his story. And then after he was introduced on stage, and I think you said probably like about 5 to 10 minutes or something on stage, and I went up to him and I thought, you know what, I need to speak to him, because you always see the gurus on stage, but this guy was English, and I thought, I need to speak to him. He looks like a normal guy. And I went straight up to him, spoke to him. I think he was with either a sales manager or somebody was with you at the time. And we took some pictures, had a quick chat with him, and after that we connected, and you know what, we're here now. And the reason why he's here is because I think he's got a powerful story I want him to share with you guys about hustle and making it happen. So Adam, welcome to the show first of all.
Thanks for your persistence, guys, in getting it done, and I'm delighted to be on it. And I'm going to give you guys lots of value, no doubt. So
absolutely. So what I'm going to do is just hand over to Adam, and we just want to know, give us kind of like 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll probably dive in at different points about where you started out. And I'm just going to kick off. I heard that his story started, and it probably started a bit before, but the part I'm really interested in is that he started selling cars out of his parents' spare bedroom.
Yeah, okay. So pretty much like Leon says, I've been able to create some success in my life, and I've done that by working hard, hustling, exactly like Leon says, and really making sure that I put the effort in and I do whatever it takes. And Leon's 100% right. I'm not a guru. I've listened to all the gurus, I've read all the books, I've done all that, and I've learned a lot from a lot of people. But what I am is just a normal guy that's worked very, very hard, that's kind of tried to understand the strategies of how to succeed in business, and now I pass them on to other people as well. And in terms of where I started from, I was working in a job. I worked selling cars for BMW. Previous to that, my story goes back further, like everybody else's did. And actually, I started off working in KFC. Was my first ever job.
Well,
that is a revelation. That's my first one. But the key for me is, it doesn't matter where you are, what level you're at. When I was working at KFC, I wanted to make the very best twister. You know what I mean? I wanted to twist it together as good as you can. I wanted my chicken to be breaded the best, and I know that's kind of, but that's how you got to think, and how you've got to be. And I just wanted to do whatever I could to be the best at whatever I did. And I basically quit a job. I was working at BMW. I was 25 years old, earning a ton of money, driving lovely cars. I got to order my own car every 3 months, have whatever you want, Adam, because I was a top salesman. And essentially, I quit that job because I couldn't get any more growth. And I don't know if you're watching where you are, I don't know where you are, whether you're a business person or wannabe business person, but I believe you're either growing or you're dying. And where I was, I could not grow any further. I'd reached the level of where I could get to. And I said, look, I've always wanted to have my own business. Now's the time. I'm going to start my own business and I'm going to make it happen. So that was in 2008. I basically walked away. I sold my house. I invested that money in myself. Moved back into my parents' house, went into to my mum, well, sorry, my parents, was my mum's, went into a spare bedroom, and I started to work hard. And the first thing I did is I went back to all my existing clients, from that I've built relationships with at different places, and I started to say, look, you're doing this, I can offer you better deals, or I can look after you, I'd love to come and see you. And the sort of things I did is, which again might be a tip for other people out there. I remember one of the first clients that I managed to get to deal with me, And at the time, I was doing finance, not cars. I was actually being a finance broker. Okay. I went to his house. He said, if you come round and see me, we'll have a chat. I've been told that you're good, but I'm not sure I want to deal with you. His name was Lee. If you're watching, Lee, how you doing, man? Right. And when I got there, I didn't talk about finance. I didn't talk about cars. We sat there. We watched South Park for 2 hours. I went in his hot tub. We were chilling out. We had a good time. We had a beer. I spent 4 or 5 hours there, and the woman and his missus was like, "Who is this guy?" But I knew that this guy was a pivotal person for me. He was somebody that knew a lot of people, could introduce me to a lot of people, and it's all about relationships. I built a great relationship with him. He introduced me to a lot of people. All of a sudden, I started to build a network. And I tell my salespeople in my teams, you need 10 people that are going to be key players for you, that are going to introduce you to multiple people. And that's what I did. I found 10 people, I multiplied that into 100 people, into 1,000 people, into 10,000 people, which I've got now in terms of people that are buying cars. So relationships is key. I did it through a lot of hard work, and staying late. When I started my business off, people say to you, don't work on don't work in your business. You've got to work on your business, but in the beginning, I'll say that again if you want. People say don't work on your business, people say don't work in your business, work on your business. But let me tell you, in the beginning, that is not true. And anybody that tells you that, if you spend all your time working on your business rather than in it at the beginning, you won't have a business. You've got to get down, hustle, work hard, build relationships. You need to spend 3 hours a day going after new business, or you'll go out of business. And that's what I did. I'd be there, I'd go in early in the morning, I'd stay till 11, 12 at night in the beginning. And then eventually, as I evolved and I got bigger, then I stepped back. Then I got the managers in place, then I got the teams in place, and I grew it like that, basically.
How did you have the foresight, as you said, as you got bigger, to know to bring in managers? Where did that knowledge come from?
Because it's such a key point.
Because it's not a natural thing, and the reason why I say it is because in my past history, I was working as a development manager in a university where we'd service small businesses in the local area. And to bring in supervisors or managers was kind of from the top down, so I had somebody to support you. And then going into business, I've not actually brought in any managers. I've brought some business partners in though. But how did you have that foresight?
Well, let me tell you, in the beginning, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Right. Well, I didn't know. I was guessing. And this is the point. If you're a business owner out there and you're guessing, you're making your life hard, you're making mistakes. I just kept guessing, thinking, if I do this, if I do this, if I do that. And I just had that kind of, that stressor attitude where I just kept going no matter what happened. But when I actually got coaching for the first time, and I had my eyes open, so hang on, you don't have to do it that way. Hang on, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. And I got the right kind of coaching, I got the right advice. Then I started to understand, well, hang on a minute, actually, if I bring a manager in to manage those 6 people, I can be working on the marketing, or I can be working on the accounts department, I can be working on this. And I tell you what, I was the worst manager ever. I was a terrible, terrible manager, but I got coaching on how to manage people better, how to do this, how to do that. And now that's kind of why I coach people, because I can spot me's out there right now that are spending 16 hours a day, stressed out their mind, trying to do whatever it takes to get to the end goal. But you can't get there. You have to do things differently in order to succeed. And what I did was I worked really, really hard. I got to the point where I decided that I needed to get a manager in to run my business. I then realised that I love delegation. All these people that go, oh right, okay, you don't like delegating, whatever. I love delegation. I've got someone working there helping me with the deals and helping my sales team. Then I started to work on the marketing. Then I got the marketing really good. Then I got more marketing people. Then I got a marketing manager. Then I realised I needed to keep my eye on the numbers even more. So I started working on the accounts. Then I got an accounts manager. Then I got the right accounts staff. Then I realised that I've got to work on my product delivery, my service department. Then I got a manager in there, and I got and I built those bits up. And essentially, in your business, you need lead generation. Like Leon's an expert at that. It starts with lead generation. If you've not got leads and opportunities coming in, then you can't grow from there. After you've got lead generation, you need to work on your sales process. You need to make sure that you're engaging effectively with those people, and you need to work on the digital part of your sales process. You need to make sure your website's right. You need to make sure your contact forms are right. You need to make sure you engage properly online with people to streamline those opportunities into your sales process. Then you need to work on your sales process, make sure that your conversions are right. After your sales process, you need to work on wowing your clients and turning them into, great advocates of your business. And after that, you need to work on your product delivery. Make sure your product delivery is right. And then you need to work on your after sales. Now, if you get all that right and you get it right on your own, well done to you. But it's a process. Coaching always works, and I'm a big believer in it.
So I want to ask you a question, Adam, because I've seen since our introduction and meeting you via Leon, some of the innovative ways that you've looked at scaling your business. Because obviously, I can't remember how many branches you've got throughout Essex. About 4.
So we've got five branches. 5 branches now.
Yeah.
Essex, Surrey, and Suffolk.
Right, phenomenal. So what are some of the different innovative ideas and ways that you've used inside of your business to differentiate yourself? Because obviously there's a lot of used car dealers, and you've come in the last 7-8 years and scaled it to around the 40-50 million now, but from ground zero. So give us a couple of the ideas that you've used that are slightly different to what every man and his dog in the car trade is doing, which is a bit vanilla.
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, when I discovered marketing, it made a big difference in my business. When I started to understand how to market properly, it pretty much changed everything. Because referrals, repeat business, you're going to get glass ceiling. You're not going to be able to break through it, and it's going to go slow. I had a year in my business where it went from 4.2 million to 4.3 million. I'd worked 10 times as hard. My profit hadn't gone up. It stayed stagnant. And that's when I found marketing, because I thought there must be an easier way. Right. There must be an easier way to grow this business. And that was when I came across social media for the first time. Right, okay. And look, social media right now doesn't seem like innovation to the people watching, but I did it in 2010. And what you need to be thinking about is what can you do now that's going to drive you on. There's plenty of things. I'm happy to share some of the things I'm doing. Plenty of things I'm doing now that's going to take us forward. But back then, I was the first car dealer to use Facebook. I was the first one. We went on there. We started smashing it. All of a sudden, everything blew up for me. I had more inquiries than I could handle. And I had to keep up with the controlled growth, get the right salespeople in, get the right managers in, and manage that business. Then many, many other people copied me. That was one innovation at the time, using a different marketing source. Then we went to events, I started to hold massive events, and I just thought, how can I get people in my showrooms? And how this all comes about, how innovation comes about, is through workshopping innovation, getting either your managers, your staff together. One thing I've always been is a big communicator in my business. I get my staff together, I hold meetings, I always have. I hold big meetings and I set challenges. I'll say to them, right, I want to find a way we can wow our clients for under £50, get into groups of 6 of you, go and workshop that idea. And then I come back with 30 ideas of how we can wow our clients. Then I go, right, 28 of them are not sustainable, 2 of them are bloody good ideas. Let's see if we can get this implement them. And I did the same thing with how can we get more. I'm asking questions to the difficult questions to get the answers back from my staff. I did this when you can do this on your own. Ask yourself questions. You can do this with 5 people. You can do this with 50 people. You can do it with 100 people. It doesn't matter. You can do it with 1,000 people. I've been reading Jack Welch's book, Winning. He used to do it with 10,000 people. So, this is a business practice that is irrespective of what size you are. And what we started to do basically was ask questions. How can we get more people to come into our showrooms, and how can we make sure that they view us as a friendly car dealer?
And Adam, what I was going to say, because you've obviously touched on social media, give us, and you've mentioned events, which I think is important. So give us an idea, or give our community an idea of one of the events that you've kind of, between you and the team, kind of came up with a concept that worked really, really well for you for getting people through the doors. Because I think this is really good for anybody that's got a brick and mortar business.
What I want to say here, guys, hopefully shares the story that me and Rob are thinking. But this is all about disrupting the market and bringing a new twist. So please share.
Better say the right story.
I know you've got that. And if not, we'll prompt him.
Right. Give me a phone. Well, the story that springs to mind, and I know that is right. From your story you're thinking of, is we car dealers are dead in December. I do want to say one thing before I say this. I'm not just a car dealer. I own multiple businesses now. I also help hundreds and hundreds of clients succeed in business. But my story is made up around car dealing. My biggest business is car dealerships. So we're dead in December. December's dead. Everyone wants to close the doors and basically say, look, everyone's on holiday mode. It was a good year, or a bad year, whatever. I wanted to get more people in. So what we said is, I actually said to my finance director, what December's like? And he said, Adam, that's not like you. How can we make December great? comes from a question again. Well, how can we make it great? Well, I don't know. I could go to the Bahamas and have a good time. Right, but he said, right, how can we make it great? And I said, well, we've got to find a way of getting people in. We've got to find a way of creating urgency, maybe doing offers. So what we did is basically we put on an event called Winter Wonderland, because the other question we asked is, what do people want to do in December? Well, they want to go and see Santa Claus. They want to go to Winter Wonderland. They want to take their kids out. They want to do everything except buy a car, right? They want to go and do things. So we put on this event. First event we did attracted 4,000 people. We put an ice skating rink in our showroom. We literally cleared the showroom out, put a full-size ice skating rink in there. We put a Santa's grotto in there. We had 2,000 people come and see Santa for free. Only place in Essex where you could bring your kids to see Santa for free. We gave everybody a gift for free. We did free mulled wine. We did free mince pies. We got, all the frozen casting. We had all these things, and basically we were banged out. And we sold so many cars, because people were coming in, looking around cars. Oh, do you want a new car for Christmas? Or, the other thing is, not only did we sell over that weekend, the first weekend we did it, we sold 40, 50 cars. We probably sold another 200 cars off that event from the goodwill that we created.
Relate that into numbers then for the audience, because in the terms of putting on the event, I don't know what the outlay might have been.
Well, the first one did cost me 25 grand. We probably sold 200 cars at maybe 15 grand a pop. So maybe 2 or 10 grand a pop. So a couple of £1 million off the back of a 25 grand investment.
Wow.
In terms of revenue, that was an innovation. Then we did it the next year, and this time I had like choir in there, I had singers in there, I had celebrities.
I saw the last one. It looked awesome.
I had singers. I had a whole Christmas market where I basically invited all the local businesses to come and we donated loads of money to charity as well. So we got loads of charity money. All the businesses selling their wares. We put a giant marquee up. We had like 6,000 people, and then we sold loads more cars than that. Built loads of good relationships with local businesses. And all the staff love it as well. My staff worked so hard at that event. They did really, really, really well.
That's awesome. And guys, this was the thing that I know me and Rob were thinking about, because when I first met Adam, I think you were just coming up to doing the first one, and you were talking about you're going to have this ice rink in the showroom, and I was like, what car dealer does that? And for me, I was like, that's f***ing awesome, man.
I thought you thought I was nuts.
Edit that out. Anyway, but I to be fair, I just thought I didn't think you were nuts. I just thought, what balls did this guy have to do that? Because I came back and told you, didn't I? I was like, I met this guy and he's just crazy. Like, he just goes and does marketing the way that we think, but he's like doing it. And so for me, that was pretty cool. But Adam mentioned a thing just the second time around, relationships. So we've just come from the Essex Chamber of Commerce, discovering business in Essex. So when we were talking, we say, we've come down primarily to do the expo, but actually our main objective was to come and see Adam, our mate, again, and get the interview finally done. And then when we were talking, it was like, Adam, Stott from Big Cars. Virtually everybody I said it to, Adam says, I know the business or I know the person. And so, wow, to infiltrate your county in that way is pretty awesome. I don't know, people obviously know you internationally, but locally, to have just for somebody to say your name or your business name and they go, I know that business, that's pretty awesome. So, cool. Now, if somebody's watching this, they're a small business owner, whether they're established or they're starting up, and maybe they're sat there thinking, but how the heck can I get to the size of Adam Stott? What I'd love is just 3 things that would help somebody either established or starting up just to move from where they are. Because you mentioned that point where you were, was it 4.2 to 4.3? So, what 3 things could they just implement right now?
Right now, and I'll tell you what, I've noticed this. You asked me this a year ago, I think, or something similar, and I didn't give you, I gave you a different answer to what I'm going to give you now. And that just shows you how people grow and develop. But with my events business and all the business owners that I'm seeing, one of the mistakes that I think that they make is they forget that it's a journey, okay? And I think number one, remember it's a journey. You are not, if you are going to be somebody that is going to be very successful, and I wish you all the luck in the world, and I know that if you want to watch that and you watch it all the way through, because there's people out there who want to watch the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but you're watching now, I think that you're like me and Leon and Rob, and you're someone that wants to make it happen, but you have got to remember it is a journey. You don't go from here to millionaire or multi-millionaire or billionaire. You actually build up, and the key for you will be figuring out right now, at your point in the journey, what is the next thing that you need to do to step forward?
Absolutely.
And you need to keep stepping forward. And if you keep stepping forward, eventually you're going to end up over here. Okay, and everybody else that was with you over here is going to say, how the hell did they get there? Right? Remember, this is a journey. Get the right advice. If you want lead generation, you speak to Leon. If you want coaching, you hit me up, you hit Leon up, whatever. But get the right advice, because if you try to implement the wrong things at the wrong time, it won't work. You need the right things at the right time. So number one, remember it's a journey. Number two, start to cultivate your thick skin, okay? Because people get too emotional in business. They forget it's a business. A big mistake I made in the beginning, you said everybody knows me and everybody does know me, but I've had more people try to screw me along that journey. And the better you get, the more they try to screw you, right? Okay, but
there's a tip for you. Right.
But the point is, you've got to have a thick skin. You've got to remember that it's business, and there's a reason in The Godfather they say it's not personal, it's business. I never used to understand that, because I always used to say, well, it's personal to me because it's my business. But realistically, it's business. Don't get too emotional. If a key staff member leaves you tomorrow, don't cry about it, because the next person coming will be better than them. You just don't realise it yet. If a a key supplier dumps you, don't stress about it, because there's another one round the corner. Always remember, when you go to bed at night, tomorrow is a new day. Okay, and when you get up tomorrow, you go again. And whenever I have a bad day, I might bitch and moan a little bit, or I might, and I just remind myself, tomorrow is a new day. I get up, I go again, every single time. I never give in. And you've got to do whatever it takes. Okay, so I would say number three, do whatever it takes. And I'll tell you what, I've been watching. Did you watch House of Cards?
I haven't seen it.
No. House of Cards. Okay, there's a reason, and it's fiction, so it probably doesn't apply. Right. But I'll give you a better example. I'll give you a better example than that. But look, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of businesses out there. There's a lot of people that have succeeded. There's a lot of people that failed. The people that succeeded have done whatever it takes to succeed. The people that failed gave up along the way. If you're somebody that wants to succeed, don't give up. Don't give in, keep going, keep hustling, make it happen, and your day will come. But your day will not come if you give in, or you get discouraged, or you put your head in your lap, or you listen to other people that tell you can't do it, you can't make it, or it's not going to happen for you. You need to have the mindset it will happen for me, I will make it, I will do whatever it takes, I will not listen to anyone that tells me I can't do it, and then you will go ahead and you will do it.
Awesome. Take those three to the bank. Deposit those.
Absolutely.
Rob, over to you.
Absolutely. Now that's some real great advice. I was just getting fired.
Let's go.
Adam hypnotised me when he's going there. So that's really awesome. So tell us a little bit, because obviously it'd be good, because obviously you mentioned things, and I really like the thing about being thick-skinned and stuff. And there's quotes in The Godfather that I like. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So there's another one. But you've talked about relationships, which is key. You've talked about the innovation of your marketing, which is good. So let's talk a little bit about you talked about staffing as well, but this scaling, because obviously you've got to the stage now where you're at this 50 mil or 40, 50 mil. What kind of goals have you got for the car business and where you want to take that? And then just talking about goals, because it's quite interesting. People are motivated in different ways, and I don't know what fires you, because some people are more, they like things, they like cars, and people are just internally driven. But talk about a little bit about motivation, because I think people are motivated in different ways, and because you've got a lot of staff, you probably motivate your staff in different ways. So I think that's
I've now met a lot of successful people through my interview series, Wealth Life TV. You can check that out. I've met people that are on the Times Rich list. I've interviewed Al Pacino, John Travolta, Frederick Eklund. And it don't matter where you're at. It don't matter whether you're down here, or it doesn't matter that if you're up here. Every successful person has the same trait. They always want more growth. Now, that doesn't mean they want more cars, they want more money, they want more watches, more girlfriends or whatever, whatever. They just...
Don't sell that to them.
Right. It just means that they want more growth. They want to feel challenged. They want to feel like they're growing, And I've got to a place where, financially, I'm pretty cool, and I don't need to worry. You know, I'm in a nice place, but. That isn't really what motivates me. What motivates me is improving my business, making sure my business, my car businesses are flying. But now I've got the events business. It's been brilliant for me because now I've got hundreds of business owners that I'm helping, and I love business. I love helping them. I love finding ways to help them grow. I love seeing them and go, you know what? I was there. I was at that point you're at. And this is what you need to do. I love redirecting them. I love steering them. I love watching them make the mistakes that I made myself and knowing that that isn't the right way to do it. And I love continually being challenged. What are my goals? I think my goals now in terms of my businesses, if you want to, we spoke a lot about my car businesses. About my car businesses, get my car business to a place where it continues to grow, it continues to be more profitable, it continues to be a great environment for people to work. We've been voted into the 1,000 businesses to inspire 3 years running. Out of only 69 companies in the entire country that have been done that, and it's the Telegraph, London Stock Exchange are the people that are behind that. So I want to keep doing that. I want to keep creating an amazing business there. My events businesses and my other businesses, they're all about, that's the bit where I like helping people and I like giving back and I like helping people get to the next level. I like sharing ideas, motivation, strategies, stories, and that's kind of where I'm at the minute.
Awesome.
What about culture? Because obviously you just mentioned something that's very important, being recognised by the Times and the Stock Exchange and being an inspirational company. How do you think, even if they're like got 1 or 2 employees right now and they, eventually they're going to scale and get more stuff, how do you think they should be thinking, or what would you advise about the culture of a company and creating that culture?
Without that, culture in a business is vital, and you can do it. One, you can make 2 choices. The people watching, you've got 2 choices. Choice number 1: don't set a culture and watch your people set a culture, because that's what will happen. They'll do whatever they want, and you will suffer the consequences of what they do because you didn't set a culture in your business. So you have to set a culture in your business. Number 2. If you go with number 2 and you set a culture in your business, you need to make sure you don't contradict yourself, because if you set a silly culture or too big aims or things that are not going to happen, people disbelieve in what you're doing. For my business, my culture in my business is we look after our clients. We do a great job for our clients. We try to wow our clients. We want our clients to return. We treat each other with respect. We work together as a team. All the different departments work together as a team. Respect is big in my culture, whether it's towards the clients or whether it's to the staff itself, because I think respect is very, very important. And, another culture part in my business is don't walk past it. If you see something wrong, fix it. Don't walk past it, If you get that culture into your business, a lot of things start getting fixed, I can tell you that. So make sure you set a culture in your business that motivates your staff, that gets you the results you want and puts them on the right track. And if you do that, you'll have a much better culture, your team will work together, and you'll have a much better business.
Absolutely. Cool. We're getting close to the end of this interview, guys, and I want to ask one particular question before we go into how you can find out more about Adam, because he's got some great resources and he's alluded to a few things that he's up to. But I just want to ask you, it's a very simple, straightforward question. What's the one thing in either business or life that you can't live without Adam?
I feel like if you're going to say business and life, I better say Hannah.
I think might be the right answer.
You said business. Look, I can't. In business, it comes down to your team. You are not going to succeed on your own. Simple as that. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to cultivate a good team. You're going to have to work together with people that help you get there. No one does it alone. No one. Okay, there is no one on this earth that has done everything to be successful on their own. So for me, it's for the team. In my personal life, obviously my baby and Hannah, they're very supportive. I think having a good relationship in your life, people that support you, you can't underestimate that. Absolutely. I started to become a lot more successful when I actually got a really good home life. Because I come home, I play with my baby, I play with my boy, I'm happy, I play, I spend time with my missus and we're really happy.
Quality time with family.
That's it, right.
Oh, you started to get to his personality now. That's why I like this guy.
I've got one more question. This is a nice, easy one before we get to closing out. So as we're around the table like this now, who would be the 3 people living or deceased, that you'd love to have a conversation with or have around the table and have a meal and just pick their brains and vibe with them?
Vibe. Oh, jeez. 3 people. That's a difficult question. He stumped me, man. Right now, I'd like to have a chat with Trump, to be honest. I'd love to sit down with Trump and find out what is going on in his head. Right. You know, I think, you know, and there's some stuff that he's done that's been like, you know, some stuff that he's done. I think, cool, that makes it, you know, but I think he's definitely an interesting character. I'd like to see if he's nuts or if he's, you know, so Donald Trump for 1.
Cool.
I think for 2, I would say, I don't know, I think you stumped me, man. I think you've done me. So I've met some good people.
Yeah.
You know, I've met some good people lately. Like Pacino was a big guy for me.
Cent.
You know, 50 Cent. You know, I've met some cool. Eminem, number 2.
Yeah.
I'd love to spend some time with Eminem.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump, you can come over. Eminem, you can come over. And let's have a woman in the mix. What woman?
God, we'll let you.
Who do you want, guys? Who do you want to invite over with Trump and Eminem?
I have no idea who we'd invite as a top one. Oprah.
Oprah. Okay, we'll say. I met Oprah's husband, Stedman, and he's I interviewed Stedman.
Yeah.
He was really cool. Let's throw Jessica Alba into the
There you
mix.
go.
She's not that interesting, but she'll be pretty cool with Trump, Eminem. They can sit right there. Those 3. We'll have a really, really, really good chat.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks for answering. So we're just wrapping up, guys. Now, Adam, if anybody wants to find out more about you, because I know you've got a number of businesses, what's the hot, you know, project you're working on, and then give us the web addresses of where people can find you.
So right now you can go on adamstott.com, www.adamstott.com. You can pick up my free ebook, 10 Key Reasons Businesses Fail. You can go and pick that up for free. You can listen to that and you can get in touch with me on there if you want to.
Great.
I've currently got a wicked series on in a minute called Wealth Life, Wealth Life TV, where we're going into businesses, we're doing cool stuff. Anthony Joshua's going to be on that, you know, as well as the interview. So I've got some cool
World heavyweight
champion. So follow Wealth Life TV. You just go to Adam Stott on Facebook. Follow me on there, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Adam Stott Coach. They're the kind of things. Look, I've got loads going on. You can go to www.bigbusinessevents.co.uk. Come and see me live. Leon, Rob, I'm sure I'll be at some of the events. We do all different types of events, from finance mastery, sales mastery, business mastery, and go and check those sites out. And look, if you're somebody out there that wants to succeed in the business, I want to meet you. I want to meet you personally. That's what I'm all about. So I'd love to see you, meet you in person, and help you on your journey, and hopefully fill in a couple of those steps.
Yeah,
cool.
Phenomenal.
Thank you very much. I think that's a wrap, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of BOE TV. We've had myself, Leon Street, Robert Dean Swift, the first in the house, alongside, what was it again? Give me that name. Before
Stott Towers.
Stott Towers.
Stott Towers.
Adam Stott in the house. So, guys, take action from some of the things that Adam has shared with you, because you know what, this guy is a real credit to hustle, putting things in place, and I just love his attitude. He's just like, let's go get it.
Very Essex. The only way is Essex, me old pal, me old macker. Right? So look, Elevation Nation, look, you got to elevate, execute, and evolve. And if you do those 3 things, take the action, you're going to have success.
Take care.